Good morning, girls. I'm just going to do a short video today because I have to go check on Brenda. She's supposed to be here today, but she's not going to be here. Yesterday, she went to Mr. Rhodes's house, and she said her jaw, first off, she started getting sick to her stomach. Well, then when she got through at Mr. Rhodes, she started having jaw pain. She had a doctor's appointment, so she didn't go to the hospital, which she should have done. But she went home. Well, then she started having her chest started hurting. So she went on to the doctor, and by that time, I guess everything was slowing down. But he thinks she might have had a heart attack. So she's going to the, I'm a nervous wreck. She just called me to tell me. To the heart doctor. So I've got to hurry along here. Well, I don't even know if I'll be able to curl my eyelashes. She shouldn't. I told her, Brenda, you should not have drove yourself. You should have called the ambulance. But I did the same thing one time. My jaw started hurting, and I drove myself. And sure enough, I was about to have a stroke. I might have been having one. So, and Renee's okay. She came over yesterday. Her phone is broke. She's got her husband's phone. And I'm just going to do a basic. She's got her husband's phone until she gets a new one. Now, I think when she left here, that might be where she's going. And I had this big plan to tell you girls about. I have to tell you this, though. I have to tell you. When I told you yesterday that Kim Basinger has not had any work done, well, that picture I saw of Kim Basinger the other day, that must have been old. I saw a picture of her yesterday. No, she's had too much work done. She kind of looks like an alien. So no, she's went under the knife one too many times. And then I spent the rest of I watched all my church shows, and then I started, then I start flipping through YouTube. Well, watch this thing about Marilyn Monroe, and they're reopening her case as to how she actually really died. I guess they can tell more these days than they used to could. I don't know, with her old record. And so, that was see, when something happens to my friends, I get very upset. Covergirl Perfect Blend black eyeliner, basic black. Now, all over my lid, I'm going to use this. Anyway, so then I start watching this about Marlon Brando. Girls, I really like Marlon Brando. Oh my God, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me? The man was beautiful. But it was so sad. He was absolute. Okay, his mother was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. He was dyslexic. He was just a sad mess. And his mother would get so drunk. He would get out of school when he was a little boy, and he would comb the bars to look for his mother, and he would find her drunk. And he'd get her home, and he'd get her dressed and put her to bed. And, she'd be like laid back. And the only way he could get her to look up and smile at him was to make noises like an animal. And so he would do that forever and ever, long as he could, as long as he could make her smile at him. Well, but he loved her. Well, he kind of just, he moved to, I think they moved to New York, him and his two sisters and their husbands, and he got a job as an elevator boy because he was thrown out of the army and all kinds of stuff. He just football, he injured himself. There was nothing that guy could do. It was sad. And so of course he loved women. He had a boyfriend too. Now they only told us he had one boyfriend, but he liked that man. And they traveled France together for a couple of years. But anyway, back to this. So he saw this pretty girl. So he followed that girl across the street to the acting school. Well, that's how he got started. But oh my God, that man was handsome. Why did I not know that? But he loved women, and he had everything in the world going for him. He had money, he had power, he was good looking, he had every woman in Hollywood. He had them all. He had all the women. And completely miserable. So sad. He was sad. It just goes to tell you, girls, though, money can't buy everything. And that could have helped me. But it was tragic. I just couldn't stop. I would watch one thing, and then I would go and watch another. Well, thank God, finally, I don't know what happened, a glitch or something happened, and I had to quit watching. I never could find what I was watching. So, thank God, I finally got to go to bed. But he was sad, girls. And he had, I forget how many kids. By seven different women. But he kind of only climbed. Now, that woman in Tahiti, this is so strange. Okay. I'm all over the place with this story because I just could not get enough of it. The woman in Tahiti, well, he loved her, I guess. But she came over here. No, he went over there to make a movie, and he met her. And he just thought she was an angel. Well, let's see, now how did that go? They got married, and she had a baby. Or did she come over here? He had two of them that were almost identical twins. But anyway, she had a baby. Well, he did not marry her. And then he came back to the States. And then he finally did go back. And he did marry her. But he didn't live with her. That's separate houses. Then he came back to America. I don't even know what I'm doing, girls. I'm so nervous. And he came back. But he went back again. I don't like that color. So he came back again to Tahiti, and he loved it. That's where he found peace. Finally, he found peace. And he married her. But they didn't live in the same house. They didn't sleep in the same bed. Nothing. Then he decided, well, they had a son first. And so then he decided, well, he wanted her to have another child for him. Artificial insemination. The daughter. Well, finally, with the daughter, he found something he loved. He loved her. He couldn't love anybody. Some people said he was pure evil. It's real hard to work with. And some women said he was pure evil. And other women said, well, he was good to them. So, I don't know. But, so artificial insemination, and then they had that daughter. Well, now those are the only two kids I ever knew about. But no, there's more. This other woman had, I don't know how many other women, but there's more kids. But he was never happy. And at the end of his life, girls, he was back in the States, in wherever, Mulholland Drive, wherever that is. Morbidly obese, stuck in his bed. It was terrible. Tubes so he could breathe. It was really sad. And all that he had and all the opportunities, you know. His son killed his daughter's boyfriend because she said he was beating her. Well, they think that the son did it because he wanted to prove to his dad that he was manly. Because his dad used to beat his mother because they were both drunks. And, well, the last time he beat his mother, Marlon got a gun, stuck it in his father's face, and said, "You will never hit her again. You will never beat her again." And he never did. I wouldn't want Marlon Brando after me. Well, I want him after me. But not with a gun. Not with a gun, Marlon. Leave the gun at home. But, see, he had all this going, everything. And miserable all his life. It's so sad. It's so sad that I can't put makeup on without getting it all over my face. But Rita Moreno, now he had a relationship with her for years. Now she tried to kill herself over him on his front porch. She talked about it. Because the one I was watching, when I lost the, I don't know what I did, but I lost it. I flicked on something and I got on something else. And then I never could get back to it. And I've got this on my face. And this is really good. This really makes your skin look good. Pixie Plus Rose Radiance Perfector. And so, but they had a relationship for years and years, but, no, she said, it was a pretty blunt interview. She said he was just a man's man everywhere. And he was, well, her exact words was, he's good at it. And her exact words was, he had a wonderful imagination and I loved it. I thought, oh, Rita, shut up, girl. Say no more. Don't tell us too much. We don't want to know. We don't know all that. What is going on? Did you hear that little noise? And Sassy's laying right here, but she's looking over there. Oh, there must be a ghost in this house or something. Anyway, but yeah, she really loved him, and he had all kinds of affairs on her. And she kept taking, I think they went together it was either 7 or 9 years. And he said, well, and why did you keep taking him back after he was cheating on you so many times? She said, well, she loved him and she was obsessed with him. And she kept, I forget what she kept calling him, but something like he was godly. Well, yeah, he was. But I never noticed it. And she went out with Elvis Presley, too. And she said, well, see, she was going with Marlon Brando. When she went out, Elvis Presley sent her a message that he wanted to go out with her. He wanted to see her. So she went. Well, Elvis was the big thing now, but Elvis thought that Marlon Brando was everything, too. You can't compete with Marlon Brando. I didn't know that. Anyway, so she went out with Elvis. She said, well, Elvis was just a little hillbilly boy. But Marlon, she didn't go out with Elvis twice. She said he couldn't compete with Marlon Brando. But he said there was nothing that could make him happy. Nothing. He didn't like to act. And he didn't read very well. And he never knew his lines. He acted from his emotions. They would put on people's foreheads notes with his lines on it, and he would read part of the lines, and then he would go with it out of his emotions, what he was feeling, how that person felt. He could do that and do good, real good. He was kind of like a genius when it came to acting. But yeah. And what movie was it he was in? Might have been The Godfather. He was holding a little baby up. And they said there was a note on this little baby. It had his lines on the baby's belly. But he was just a good actor. But they said he was raw. He was raw. And that's what made him good. What you saw, him acting, he wasn't acting. It was him. It was what was really inside him. Well, then, I got bad news, girls. That damn Renee told me they sell slices of cake at Kroger's, at Brookshire's. Well, I'm going to go get me a slice. I have to get rid of this craving, girls. And this is what I get for taking stuff that doesn't belong to me. That burn barrel, the whole bottom fell out of it. So that's what I get. That is what I get. So now I'm going to have to buy myself a burn barrel. And that big old limb that fell out of that tree. Yeah. This is Revolution Reloaded palette. I think there's a whole bunch of these palettes. Yes, this is Pink Prosecco. And this is Maybelline Sky High Black Eyelash Primer. I'm not doing much. I hope people don't get in shock when well, Brenda will be. Oh my God, where's your makeup? Well, Brenda, shut up. We got to get to the heart doctor. We got to do something about your heart. Anyway, it's amazing how many of those actors were just miserable. But I have always thought that Marilyn Monroe was murdered. Because, you know, they kept saying, well, those pill bottles were there. It was a drug overdose. Her pill bottles were there empty at the side of her bed. Well, there was no drugs in her system. Come on. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this today. I should, but I'm not. I'm worried about other things. My new sister, Brenda. And that cake they've got over there at Brookshire's, I'll probably have that scrunched down before I even get to Brenda. Before I even get to the corner. Ooh, and some people were looking at this house across the street. There's this house across the street and 2 houses down. Well, we don't know what's going on down there. The people lived there, and they like moved in the middle of the night. There was something wrong with those people. They were druggies or something. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I don't know. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation in Buff Bisque. But nobody else has ever moved in there. So I was asking Scott about it one day, a few years ago. It's all grown up, and there's a great big oak tree like mine in the front yard. And it is completely touching the ground and covering the whole yard. It's terrible. Well, Scott said they had to move out because they don't even know who owns that house. It's got so many. Okay, let's say whoever was the original owner. I don't know if they died or what, but there's so many loans against it and liens on it that nobody in the family, that's why they moved out. Because they were going to take it, I guess. I don't really understand all this stuff. But anyway, so they moved out. Well, then nobody even has looked at that house. So I told Scott a few years ago, before, I hit before my husband died and I became so broke, well, I was asking him about it. That looked like a nice house at one time. Oh, yeah, we got to do something about this. And Scott said there's so much owed against that house that nobody will even buy it. Well, this morning there was somebody over there in a nice pickup with a nice looking dog. They were looking at that house. Oh, I hope somebody buys that house and cleans that yard up. It's got 2 really pretty chairs. See, I thought about stealing those chairs too. See, that it's in me, girls. But I'm not good at it. I'm always seeing things in it. Well, like when they closed the old police station. I have window units in every window, every room of this house. There's a window unit. Let's see, how many do I have? 8, 9. And, well, no, you got to take 2 off because the bathrooms don't have air conditioners. Oh, they left all those air conditioner window units. And I used to drive by there and think, oh, let's come up here in the middle of the night and get me a couple of those air conditioners. Of course, I don't do it, but that's how it is on my mind. I have to fight it. Well, Lord is going to use them. I might as well have it. Well, and then I do finally steal something. I have to steal that burn barrel from next door. Nobody wants it. Nobody lives there. They're probably going to haul it off. Well, good for me. The bottom fell out of it. So good. That's my lesson. Quit stealing, Judy. Trying to be good. And then you do that. That's what you get. Yeah. They say most women, when they have a heart attack, they die. Men survive the first one, but a lot of times the women don't. Now, Brenda needs to quit. Of course, I was having those chest pains a few months ago. And I just lay back. I said, okay, Lord, if it's my time, just go ahead and take me. I'm ready. I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't do anything. Okay, just go ahead and take me. I'm ready. Well, he's not going to take me. He's not through with me yet. Evidently, there's something he wants me to do. So here I am to do it. I have a purpose. I just don't know what it is yet. Let's see, entertain you girls, I guess. Let's just put a little blush on. I'm really worried. We're too old to be having these problems. When you get to be old, these little things are serious. I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to do eyebrows. Anyway, I think this right here is helping my top lip. Pretty sure. And I was watching that. No, I wasn't watching Dr. Yon. I was watching that other doctor. What is his name? Well, that's too much. Is it Dr. Gary? I think it might be Dr. Gary. That was e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish in Light Peach. This is W7 Candy Blush in Gossip, which will be blended here in a second. And he said, yes, if you're not going to do surgery and you don't you can use retinols, you can use those lasers that you can get. But he said it's best to go and get that professionally done, because if you use those lasers and you go, I don't know anything about lasers, but if you go too deep, you could do damage. So I don't want a laser. And the red light therapy mask that I do every day, that helps. And he said, peels. Just do your peels. You know, I'm doing it every day. Over that lip. Put a little lipstick on. I don't look very good. But anyway, and you know, you hear all these stories about Frank Sinatra was in the mob and this and that, and I believe he did have some associates in the mob. This is Wet n Wild Soft Blur and Homecoming Queen. We don't have to blend that right now. But anyway, he spent the rest of his life after Marilyn Monroe died. He believed she was murdered too. And he believed that it was the Kennedys getting the mob to do it. So, he never could prove it. But he believed that the housekeeper was involved. She knew what happened. She wasn't involved in the murder, but she knew what happened. But maybe she was paid off, or else, you know, you're next. Something like that. So yeah, the rest of his life, he did a lot. He spent a lot of time, and I didn't know this. She was getting back with Joe DiMaggio 3 days after. She was supposed to get back with Joe DiMaggio 3 days after they killed her. Or what happened to her, whatever happened to her. I believe she's murdered. I remember when it happened. I was in California and we were going to the beach. Girls, my dad had to pull the car off the road. Like to kill him. He was just overwhelmed. He couldn't take it. Oh no. Not our Marilyn. We can't lose our Marilyn. Oh, she's gone. Come on, Dad. Let's go on. We want to get to the beach. Snap out of it. But now she's another one. Always sad. She was always sad. But now she had been in orphanages and everything throughout her life. But now that I've always heard she had a baby. But they never mentioned that she had a baby. But they say she has a little girl someplace. That she had gotten pregnant and she gave the baby up. But I don't think she'd do such a thing. Girls, this is horrendous. But this is the look of the day. I'll have things to do. I have to go buy cake. And then go check on people. Anyway. So yes. Let me know what you think about Marlon Brando. And poor old Kim Basinger. Oh no, girls, I lied. She looks horrible. Why do they do that to this part of her head? She's had so much done. This part she looks kind of like an alien. This part looks big. Well, I got a pretty big forehead. But then sunk in and then blown up here. It's terrible. I'm not even thinking about plastic surgery anymore. I'm even happy with my little skinny lip. And Chelsea's happy. She's a happy girl. You happy? She said, I will be when you give me them 3 treats you've got laid over there. You have them counted? You know how many I got? There you go. There you go, honey. Anyway, girls, I'm sorry that this is a short video, but you know, when it comes to your friends, and I consider Brenda family. And Renee, I told Renee yesterday she's my daughter. So straighten up. Go get a phone. Do not leave me hanging, not knowing what's going on anymore. Get a phone. Keep it with you at all times. And so I have to do that today, and we've made a decision. We are not going to have that tree held off, that tree branch. It's just a giant branch. We're going to cut it up, and we're going to burn it in the burn pit. Well, we're going to burn some of it in that burn barrel, but we're not now. But I have a burn pit, a fire pit back there, and I have a wood-burning stove in the living room. Well, I don't like to use the wood-burning stove because you have to dust every day, and I don't like it. But anyway, I got to get off here. I got things I have to do today, girls. So I love you. I'm sorry I'm a little crazy on this video, but I'm a little bit worried. And I will see you Monday if I don't see you tomorrow. I may pop in here tomorrow and let you know how Brenda is doing. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll try to find out some more about Marlon Brenda. Girls, what a man. What a shame. What a shame I couldn't have had him. All right, girls, I love you. Everything I have on my face will be listed below, and I will see you maybe tomorrow, but if not, I'll see you Monday. Love you. Bye.